Hey, people of Earth, this is the LPHeroes podcast, now on video. And today, I have with me, I'm Fucus by the way, Jesper, or this is Let's Play. Say hello, happy person.
Hello, I'm happy now. God, that was creepy.
I also have with me Mickety, or Gordon, as I call him, which is going to be confusing because there's also another person in here. Say hello.
Wait, you call me Mickety?
No! It's a long story which involves me wanting to make Mickety change his name to Gordon Freeman. Anyway, so say hello, Mickety.
Oh, why, hello there.
No homo.
That's
And
a
then
very confusing name.
we
change.
have anyway, and then we also have Solar Primal, the other Gordon.
The real one?
You're the clone. You're the clone of someone who changed his name to Gordon.
Pretty sure I'm older, but okay. Hey everyone.
I thought we discussed
And
this before
now-
the podcast. I'm 7 billion.
You're 7 years old apparently, according to Solar, who said for you to times 365 by 7 to find out how many days you were alive.
Multiply it, but whatever.
Alright then, David, what we're gonna discuss today. As it probably says in the video.
Damn
Damn it, I said it!
I win.
Okay, it probably says so in the video title, but David will introduce it anyway. What are we gonna talk about?
We're talking about games that should exist. So,
Should be made.
onward.
Yes,
It will
David,
go
why
in
don't
the
you start?
order,
Pick a game.
me, then,
And
then
Jesper.
Jesper, then Solar, then Mickety.
Mickety is the
Wait,
least
are we just gonna go off of the list, like from top to bottom? Or
No,
are we...
pick one you want.
Just pick one? Pick one.
Oh, if I get to pick one, then I'm going to go like this. First off,
Don't take Majora's Mask.
I will say Mother 4. Now, I know I was actually going to say a different one, but heck, I'm not going to piss them off unless they don't pick it. Anyway, so Mother 4 would be an amazing game to do because I'm a fanboy. That is
Yeah,
all.
you're probably...
That's all.
It's
Um,
okay.
It's like,
That's my reasoning. No, the series really was amazing, and although Mother 3 was on a handheld console, it was pretty much Nintendo's only proper turn-based RPG on a console. So it would be nice to see Nintendo make one of those again. Also,
Yeah, but let me
the
ask you
music
something.
is amazing.
okay, this is Mother
Yeah.
3 spoiled, so if you haven't played the game, skip this part. Like, if, in the ending of Mother 3, Porky is inside the absolutely safe capsule with no way of getting out, and everything is just fine and dandy. So what would Mother 3 actually be?
No, Mother 4, well, isn't it
Mother
quite
4.
simple? He's inside the absolutely safe capsule, but he can travel through time and space using that weird machine, can't he? So couldn't
Well,
he just...
So
How
what,
do you
you,
have that
wait,
machine
you play...
In theory,
inside the
couldn't he
absolutely
just
safe
simply
capsule?
spawn out of it? But he's just too retarded to notice that until the end of the game, perhaps?
What?
Yes, he's retarded and didn't realize that he could teleport himself out of it.
I think
End of
I
story.
But how
I
does
think
he
Mother
have
4
the
should be
machine
Bring out the dancing
inside?
lobsters. I said bring out the dancing lobsters.
Solar, bring out the dancing lobsters from Canada.
Bring out the
Oh,
dancing...
we don't.
Canada.
Hang on. No.
I'm gonna
Have to go
make that
catch
a
them.
meme
Hang
now.
on.
Bring out the dancing lobsters, because that happened in the first podcast, didn't it?
Okay, so Jesper,
Yes.
What's your game?
Let me see. What I want to pick from that. Oh yeah, Majora's Mask sequel. Now we all know, for those who
Better
played the
newt.
game.
Better than newt.
Well, I don't care about that, David. That's your opinion, and I respect your opinion, even though I hate your opinion.
I think Ocarina of
I mean-
Time should have a sequel.
Shut up, Mickey! I will edit you out. I have the powers of editing. Like, Majora's Mask, as we saw in the beginning, Link searching for a lost friend, which of course was by the end of Ocarina of Time, Navi. So,
Why would he want her? She's a bitch. Someone should have just shot her in the face.
well,
which is what most likely
I
happened.
don't know.
Actually,
Ask Link. I mean, it's not my decision. Well, it's...
Link got a brain aneurysm during one
And
of
he
those
didn't
many long
find-
falls that you make him do throughout the game.
We never found Navi. He just saved Termina from the moon falling from the sky and the Majora's Mask. So, you know, actually moving that concept on. It was actually what I was hoping for that Zelda Wii was going to be, but apparently not, because it's Skyward Sword, a game I'm really critical to. But, you know, it's an idea to be built on.
But
mask concept.
there's Hyrule, Termania, and then isn't there like a third place?
Flooded Hyrule, and
Well,
then
there's a lot of different
and then there's
places,
that place
you know.
in what would you call it? There's that weird place in Phantom Hourglass, which technically doesn't exist. Shocker there. And then there's that new Hyrule in Spirit Tracks, and
Well, yeah, that's like way after that.
and then all the other, and then
Wind
all the
Waker
ones
is
in
on
the
Wind
Oracle
Waker's on a
games.
different timeline. Wind Waker.
If you believe in that, dude, let's
Yes,
not get
there
the
is a
fanboys
split timeline.
growling.
What? Okay. We'll make a separate podcast about the Zelda timeline. Okay.
Okay,
it's
you
not-
know what?
it's way
We're
too
gonna
much.
do that.
Blood.
We're doing that.
Wait,
Okay, Solar,
We'll
do
do
you have
that one
anything?
time.
Disney
Anything for what?
cast.
on that
You
list
have
of
a
games that we
pick a
have
game
right
you
now.
On the list of games, I had a few, but if I were to pick one, I guess what?
Never mind, I'm just kind of hoping that I get to choose it.
Well, too bad. I'm gonna say I would like to see an actual, like another Pokemon game console.
No!
That's too bad. It was my idea. Anyways, like an actual better one. The recent one that they had was the Battle Revolution. I like what they did with it, except the graphics were absolute crap. They looked exactly the same from the N64 Pokemon Stadium. You know, if they actually up the graphics, you know, even do something where they up the textures a bit, like the Super Smash Bros. Melee, that would probably be a bit more enjoyable. But
Are we talking like a Pokemon game that's like full scale, like Pokemon Black and White, and you know, with those games?
well, like it could essentially just be a really big game where you could do an adventure like in Black and White, but also at the same time, like when you do like your Wi-Fi battles and stuff, and when you do the actual battles and whatnot, it's like full 3D, and it's not just crappy, stale-looking Pokemon, you know, just plain colors or anything, like not really any good shading and stuff, and crappy graphics, you know, and then that was another thing with all of them, like anytime you did a move, it always looked the same. Like if they made a movement, it would always be the same, despite the move being different. You know, I actually would like to see them step up from that, you know, since Nintendo's actually stepping up in the gaming world, it would make sense that, maybe Game Freak should step things up with their stuff as well. They might as well, because they can do it on the handheld. Why not try and meet up with their, you know, big brother Nintendo there?
Yeah.
To be honest, I've really been wanting like a console Pokemon game. You know, like more realistically looking for a long time. But,
Realistic looking.
what?
I'd be quite disturbed if I saw a realistic fire mouse, to be honest with you.
Not talking
Running
that
awa-
realistic.
Just running around with fire on its back.
Oh god.
I think what he means is like realistic to that Pokemon universe, not like
Yeah, like
you're walking to the store and you see a Pikachu.
not
Yeah.
pixels, not pixels. Actually, models instead of pixels and sprites.
So we're all
It's
just
like
going to go with the fact that you
Let's
want
say
better
it's like a
graphics.
full-scale Pokemon game, you know, like Black and White, and you know what other stuff than that. Let's
Well,
say
like
that,
with an
you know,
expansive world where you can actually like climb up a cliff after you jump off of it.
No, Mickey, that
No,
would
no,
break
that
the
defeats
game.
the purpose of Pokemon. It's Pokemon
Just
logic.
denies anything. That denies
But-
everything, even though like the cliff, you're about the same size as the cliff, so you could easily climb up it. That would break the game's logic.
But like,
Okay, go ahead, Jesper.
yes, it's like if it's like a main adventure, you know, like a real, wouldn't that like piss off those gamers, DS gamers, you know, those who have handhelds? Because something that you really enjoy about Pokemon is being able to take it around, you know, on trips and stuff. But you couldn't do that on, for example, the Wii. And you're like, that would piss off people. be fair.
Yeah.
It might, but
But
then
but,
again,
like,
here's the alternative though too, right? They could always make it so if the next Pokemon DS game or whatever that may be, you can make it so you can play it either on your handheld or on the console.
Yeah, the
same
hey
save file.
guys, why don't we just use the new Wii U pad? Take it on the go.
Can you actually do that? Can you? It's
No,
like
we can't take it on the go. We
That's
can't
the
take it
theory.
anywhere. We can take it around though.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
take it on the house.
It-
Like, it has a range. You can't be playing it on a bus somewhere, you know.
Oh,
unless like you
they
have the
should
Wii.
do that. Though.
Unless,
That
unless you have like the
actually
Wii U.
seems to work.
Unless you have the Wii U in your like backpack, like a mounted TV on your shoulders,
That
like
makes
with
no
a
sense.
going out.
Why'd have a
mounted
TV? Just have a
TV.
like a screen or something. They did that for the GameCube. You could attach something on top of the GameCube, and boom, there's a screen.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say my game that
Yes,
I wish?
say
no.
your game.
Okay.
Unless everybody has anything to say about the console Pokemon game.
No, I think we covered
Actually, I have something to say. You know, they could always like make two versions, one on the Wii and one on the DS, like exact same game, just with different graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It would
could.
satisfy everyone.
Yeah, like
wouldn't
like
it?
kind of like black and white. And then, I don't
This
know, make
coming
it-
from the guy who didn't know Dunsparce existed in the second generation.
Well, I've only
Go on.
played that game once. Now let's move the fuck on, David, before I go over to Britain and punch you in the face.
The game that I wish had a sequel to it is Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, definitely.
Because
Mhm.
because there's definitely the option that there could be a sequel because he goes the other way after he's drunk. So he could have
But
like
also,
a
what they
totally-
could do is like they could build
They
on
wanted to do that.
because you
and
know
they
Conker's
were
Bad Fur Day is
planning
a game just made out of movie rip-offs, I guess you could say, or movie parodies, like Saving Private Ryan.
it. Parody.
Yeah.
So
And
on,
the
so
Matrix
on.
and
I mean, they
Aliens.
could. They don't have to do
Matrix was the best one ever.
Like, okay, shut up, David.
Slow
There's a lot more movies today that they could rip off, like Inception, for example. A
Yeah,
Conquer within a Conquer.
That'd be fun.
it's been 10 years since Conker was released.
Yeah, it's like
so
there's a lot of
there's
stuff to do.
plenty of movies.
That's nice.
And then they could very well actually just take it off, like, you know, like a little bit after he becomes king or whatever, like, or right after he becomes king, you know, like when they're panning out, you know, while he has that lick or whatever, boom, right away he gets thrown to another adventure. And it'd be
Yeah.
technically another day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Bad
the
Fur Day.
day right after that.
Yeah.
The
That'd
day
be
after
cool.
tomorrow. Oh my god, that would be a pretty good level parody, actually. The
Well,
day
yeah.
after tomorrow level.
But the thing is that it'd kind of be hard to top the randomness and the uniqueness of the first game.
Yeah, they could just basically take the piss out of South Park all that time. That's pretty much what they did anyway.
Well, I don't know. I just feel that it needed a sequel. It's like they never should have made Live and Reloaded. They should have made it just a
Yeah,
sequel.
Live and Reload wasn't
Yeah, well,
even
it wasn't their
worth
choice.
saying.
Ever since they joined Microsoft, Microsoft kind of told them what to make, and I think they basically turned into EA version 2.
Okay.
Well, they're essentially Microsoft's bitch now since they left Nintendo. But that's their fault.
Yeah, that's their fault.
But we
Still,
get to
weren't
suffer.
they planning on killing off Conker in the sequel when they were actually thinking of making one?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. They said that if they were gonna make a sequel, they'd kill Conker off, either at the end of the game or in the beginning. Probably play as rodent or something.
Which would be piss annoying because his voice is painful to listen to as it is. It's just like, hey, Conker! It's
Yeah.
me, rodent!
Wow, I didn't know Rodent's voice changed a million times and had 1,000 voice
It
cracks.
did.
It'd be nice to see Grim again.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Well,
Greg,
that would
sorry.
be cool if there was like when Conker died and went. Well, actually, that wouldn't make sense because Conker would have to be killed off several times for that to work, wouldn't it? Because squirrels get chances.
Yeah. With those
So,
Yeah.
tomatoes.
their logic doesn't really work.
Or they could do it like Conker goes into Greg's land, death, and Greg ran out of lives for Conker, and then Conker has to like escape that place, and then he ends up.
So,
in the-
oh, that would work as a pretty good Saw parody.
So, anyways, David, what's your game?
Half-Life
Pick another game
2
from the list.
Episode 3.
Make it, god damn it!
Yeah, basically,
saying.
although it's meant to be in production, let's see, it's been 4 years now, and there's been nothing. Rather than doing
Well, when
anything
did
else,
Half-Life 2
they've been
episode-
focusing on Portal.
When did
Are
Half-Life 2
they
episode 2
pulling a
come
Duke
out?
Nukem?
Oh, Mickey, you know that. Don't act like you didn't know.
No, what?
Half-Life 2 Episode 2 was out.
No, but when?
I don't know, like
When did it-
2006, 2005, I think.
Well, no,
Maybe
because
2000s.
wait.
No way.
On here to discuss
2007?
release titles.
Yeah,
Other
I don't.
games. Like, what would Half-Life 3 do?
Oh,
Would it kill
2007.
G-Man or-
Alright,
2007.
so it has been 4 years now. And what have they done? They made
They've-
a Portal sequel
they-
in about a couple of years.
Well, that Portal sequel was worth it.
Yeah, and
it
I'd
was. I mean, Wheatley's there.
Yes.
Well, I
of
mean, you
course.
gotta understand that they run million servers too. They run the Steam servers. They run about everything. They make Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead, Portal. What else did they make in that time frame of 2007 to 2011?
I don't.
I don't
Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, Alien Swarm. So they've made like 5 games in the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Plus they're running a million
yeah.
servers. So it,
Sounding, so.
You can't blame them.
But like, that would be a completely different section for the servers. That would be maintenance staff and things like that, rather than designers.
Well,
You
yeah,
wouldn't
but
waste your money
yeah,
like
but it
that,
takes
would you?
money to run those servers.
I do realize that, Mickey. Anyway, but the point is, what they do need to do with that game is definitely put the Borealis. I can't say the thing. Borealis in it, because that thing has just been foreboding for like for ages now, especially since the Portal 2 cameo of it happened to appear.
So you should contact the head of Valve when they make Half-Life 2 Episode 3. You should make them like reference you. And then,
What?
Oh, okay.
Gabe Newell would just like know who he is and go, alright then, Primal.
Oh my god, you're Solar Primal? Of course!
wait, what's your first name? Gordon. Oh my god!
And hangs up. Hello? Hello? Oh, damn it.
It's like, oh my god, I've got to tell my wife!
There's
like-
someone actually named Gordon. We just came up with the name.
That's fun. Anyway, but yeah, they definitely need to just base the entire game around the Borealis. And if it's and I swear to God, if it's less than 5 hours of gameplay, I'm going to kill someone for the amount of years it took.
let me ask. What is
4
the-
years, like it's just like a minute's worth of gameplay into 4 years.
Oh god.
Welcome. It's like what's that? Half-Life Lost Coast.
Just like longer credits or something.
Yeah, it's like no, it's like 5 hours worth of credits, like in the Star Wars movies.
Okay, Jesper, do you have another game?
Yeah, since
Wow,
I
that
really
was
don't have
insightful.
anything to speak about those games that are on our list at the moment, I will just think of one in the matter of seconds. Okay, I'm done. I'm like a first-person shooter fan, and I'm also like a really huge World War II enthusiast. because
Okay.
I watch, you know,
I don't like
and
where this
they're
is going.
really like DICE, for example, and not to mention Activision, even though their more recent FPS games haven't really been too good. But it's like there's been such a long time since a really good World War II multiplayer shooter. Medal of Honor, you know, moved on. Battlefield, the Battlefield series moved on.
World
And,
at War moved
Call of
on.
Duty series
Who?
moved
Well,
on.
World of War didn't count, Mickey.
No,
World
World
of
at
War
War.
sucked.
World at War.
Yeah.
World at War. The Call of
World
Duty
at
game?
War sucked. Battlefield 1942, good game. Remake, where is it, DICE? Well, it's you see that more of the modern shooters, really growing as Call of Duty is,
Yeah.
even though their most
Well,
recent games have sucked.
well,
but
how exactly?
fanboys don't
what
care about
angle
bad
can you
games.
go on from now? I mean,
Well-
you've already mentioned there's quite a lot of World War II games out there. I mean, they could do a World War One game out there.
Well,
It would
World
be
War
pretty funny to see.
You know, you should really pay attention to history, guys. But World War One was basically bayonet fights and just, you know.
I
some
do know,
fights
it was basically just
Yes.
jump out of there with no guns, and they
then
just
get
shoot you with
slaughtered
machine
by
guns.
machine guns.
Yeah, it's basically just a trench war.
Okay, are we here to discuss
Yeah,
the
that sounds
history
about
or video game? Damn it, I said it again. Okay, we're here to discuss
I
video
think you're doing
games.
this on purpose now.
No, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not doing that on purpose.
Next video, please.
It's fair.
Fuck you, Solar! Ugh. Everybody's doing it. It's like, okay,
That's
never
because
mind.
I've made it a trend.
It's not cool! My Twitter is spammed with video. It's not funny
It's
anymore.
video, music, video, games.
Also, did you
Okay,
check
okay,
the
Solar.
Facebook wall?
Solar, do you have
Yep.
any games that you think would be?
Another one?
Yeah.
Another one from the list?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna.
Well, this kind of relates to your Conquerors thing, but I would love to see an actual, like a Banjo-Kazooie 3, or Banjo 3, I guess they would call it. You know, one that actually is, that kind of gives you a bit of nostalgic
Nuts and
from
bolts.
the first and the second one. You know, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah.
Not this nuts and bolts bullcrap that they did.
I mean, nuts and bolts.
Well,
was
in
fine.
technicality, it is the third one in the series, though.
Well, wouldn't Grunty's Revenge for the Game Boy?
That's a Game Boy game. Let's not get into that shit.
Yeah, I know. See,
And
but
why?
those are all spin-offs. I don't know. I don't see Nuts and Bolts as actually being an actual sequel, despite how they did it.
Nuts and Bolts would have been good if they wouldn't have focused on the cars part
Nuts
of it.
and bolts
the,
card.
the mobility.
You know, the
part of
entire gimmick of the game should not have
Yeah.
been focused
Yeah,
on.
but that's the thing, though. Like, Banjo-Kazooie doesn't need a gimmick. They're awesome the way it was. They
Yeah.
didn't need a gimmick like Nuts and Bolts making cars or whatever. They didn't need that. They didn't need to do that at all. They could
Well,
have
they
done
didn't
that
need
on,
it,
on a
but
different
it would have
game.
been nice to have seen some kind of something new interpreted. I mean, not many people like Super Mario Sunshine, but I swear to God, that was an amazingly fun game to play.
Yeah,
But-
it was.
But exactly my point, though, right? Like, if they're gonna make another Banjo-Kazooie game, shouldn't they have it at least similar to the first two games, where it, you know, it's not what they did with Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they want to add something new, they shouldn't make that like the entire focus of the game. They should just like
Yeah.
kind of sprinkle it around.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
apart from
And-
the fact
and-
that
and-
Super Mario Galaxy is considered one of the best games ever, and it's just a giant clusterfuck of galaxies, but whatever.
They could have done that Banjo-Kazooie as well, just made a clusterfuck of worlds, but, you know, that's what ticks me off, is that they had to add a... Well, they didn't have to, they added that gimmick, as you call it, and,
Yeah.
it was unnecessary, and it kind of took away from what Banjo-Kazooie actually is.
Yeah.
Which is a giant collectathon, which pisses me the hell off because I don't have the time
yeah.
or the
I
patience.
think
But
that's why
people
Super
love
Mario
that.
Galaxy wasn't hated because the Galaxy thing kind of fit with the platforming the previous games, but adding cars to Banjo-Kazooie and planes and boats.
If
like,
somehow
no.
the cars and planes suddenly jumped with their feet, then maybe.
I don't know. I think they should have just made the cars and planes like their own levels.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like you
I
know, in
agree with
Crash
that. Well-
Bandicoot, where they had like those riding rhino levels and things like that.
Or even in Banjo-Kazooie themselves, right? You know how there was those mini games where you're, like, when you transform into one of those creatures per level, you could do
Yeah.
a mini game
Oh,
for
yeah,
that
I remember
thing,
that.
right? That would have been acceptable, but not
Yeah.
just make that the main focus,
Yeah.
right? Like with Banjo-Kazooie,
Now
that
I
was
want
fun,
to play Banjo-Kazooie.
and Banjo-Tooie was like, even more emphasis, and you got to control the characters even more. So they came up with all this different stuff and yada yada. But and then they went to that, and then they went to the Nuts and Bolts. It's like it was the weirdest and dumbest transition, in my opinion, to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't fit.
I have a suggestion. Where is
Okay.
Donkey Kong 64 2?
That's what I was
That makes
thinking when
no
we were
sense.
talking about Banjo.
That's
I don't
just-
think they can call it
wow.
that, no.
That's like three, what are they called now?
What?
Rare
What?
games in a row.
Oh, okay. I have an idea.
Nintendo, buy Rare.
I have an
Give
idea.
us Donkey Kong.
We were talking about this like a few months ago, like 4 months ago, about
Don't even say
how
it.
we liked Superstar Saga's style of gameplay, and how we wished that Zelda would make
Oh,
a
yeah,
game
totally.
kind of like Superstar Saga, where it's kind of like turn-based, kind of have that like pixely graphics
I was thinking
to it.
Paper Mario style, but okay.
I don't know. I'm a little cautious about that, because it would just feel like Final Fantasy.
It's like
Is there something wrong with Final Fantasy?
Like-
No, because Final Fantasy exists, and then there's Zelda. To make Zelda
You're right,
look like
like,
Final
that's-
Fantasy would just be kind of like, what's the point?
it's basically set in the same
that's
world.
why they need to make it
but,
paper.
like
Paper solves
well,
everything.
Zelda and Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Paper
That
Zelda
wouldn't
game?
really change it.
Zelda
Super
paper.
Paper Zelda
Paper
O.
Zelda O?
The O seems to be
Paper,
good
yeah,
to
paper,
work.
paper Zelda.
The
What
Legend
it
of
would be
Paper Zelda.
cool.
It wouldn't make any sense though. It would just
It'd be Zelda
Link
like
made out of
drawing
paper.
stuff, and then, yeah, her imagination going wild.
Oh yeah,
What about
right.
a game
'Cause we're
based
totally
around
not
the
working on that
LPHeroes
because you're such a
characters in
dick. You
RPG
don't know how to
form?
code stuff.
Brian.
Now we're
Well,
not.
we're not.
Totally not.
We're not actually. We're not.
Totally
so,
not.
So
Just
yeah.
forget we said
we
that.
actually aren't. We
They-
were.
I don't know. I think that would work though. I think
it would
that
work.
I think that if
I've
they
got
made
the idea.
I think that if they
idea.
made Zelda
would be
kind of like
cool.
Superstar Saga, I think that
Shut
would
up,
work.
David.
I think it would work out perfectly.
I don't.
I don't know.
Either
be indifferent about
either
it.
that or a new Super Smash Bros. Game, but I think they've already
They've announced
Yeah,
that
they
one,
said
yeah.
they're making one. And I think they're having like weird other third-party characters in there now.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I still don't
David.
understand why they're making a Grand Theft Auto version of like a Lego Grand Theft Auto.
That one. No,
They
that's,
are?
That's
Yeah, Lego City Stories.
Oh wow.
just Donkey Kong. I mean, Donkey Kong 64 was awesome. It's actually listed in Guinness World Records for longest or Guinness, whatever. I don't know. I'm
DKRC.
Norwegian. Shut the
Guinness?
fuck up.
What?
Like it's listed.
Guinness?
Shut up. It's like
Wow, Jesper, you're really a Guinness, aren't you?
very funny, David.
You know, Albert Einstein was a Guinness too.
But it's like
He seems a bit more bipolar, if you ask me.
more collectibles. Where are they?
Go
We
ahead,
must
Jesper.
beat the world record for. It's listed for most collectibles in a video
Up your
game.
ass.
That is a good thing. It's more gameplay,
That's not a good thing.
more
It's
stuff.
a bad thing. It's not a bad. It's not more gameplay. It's more tedious mind-numbingness for the average fat child to sit down and collect
but
while
David,
they lose
hang
their
on.
virginity
David.
to the game.
They did that for all the Mario Galaxy games. You have to go back on some levels to collect green star this and whatever, and
I
people
never
are okay
said
with
that I
that.
liked
Yeah,
the
and in
Mario
Sunshine you have to get the
Galaxy
blue
games that
coins
much.
and
You know, you don't
So
have to
what's
collect
wrong
all the
with,
stuff,
having a game
David.
that collects stuff? Because they've done it. People haven't.
I never said there was nothing wrong with having to collect stuff, but Jesper wants a game that has more than goddamn Donkey Kong 64 and collectibles. It just seems insane. Especially since part
You didn't
of
really
the
collect
gameplay
it
was you
all.
needed to collect all this shit to go on to the next part of the world. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yes, it's for the
Pokemon.
hardcore
Well, there's
games.
nothing wrong with
150
collecting. I mean, some
See,
people-
Some people like torture, and I can't believe why
Yeah,
people
some
want to
people
play
like that
Donkey
stuff.
Kong
Some people like to
Returns.
collect.
100% that game because that game is fucking impossible. Even though I've beaten it, so it's not impossible. It's difficult,
I
David.
beat it.
It's
It
annoying
wasn't
as
that
fuck.
difficult.
I hit my
Wiki
hand
and-
against the
no, it
wall
was
so
what?
many
I don't know. I
times.
think it was Wiki.
Out of
Ambrose.
frustration.
Out of frustration, I think I did one thing, and that was, yeah, jumping in the lava about 10 times.
Never mind, David. Do you mind just making the podcast go away so I can...
Wow, awkward.
This is the LPHeroes podcast group signing off.
Well,
because it's
fuck off,
annoying.
Dave. Make it.
Oh, I see how it is.
We
Don't
don't
even
care.
let me finish my list. Oh, okay.
36 minutes. That's over half an hour.
Fine. Just forget about it. Just forget
No.
about it.
Go Mickey.
And Mickey decided on Portal 2. He said it was Portal 3. He said it was amazing and that he wanted to make love to Wheatley.
That was a good ending.
End of.
Oh, hey guys. The podcast is officially ended, I guess you could say. But I have some more ending stuff for you. If you want to hear about David going on about some game nobody's ever heard about, or Tales of Symphonia by Solar Primal, and just random other stuff that were cut out, well, you can download the uncut version of the podcast, which lasts 36 minutes, actually over that, in the description below. Also, do you have any games that, should be made? You think should be made that we didn't mention here? You can leave those as a comment. That will be nice because we enjoy reading your feedback. So, thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll see you next time.